Our next story is about an American who tasted freedom on being released from the clutches of the Taliban. I'm talking about George Gleesman, whom the Taliban held hostage in Afghanistan since 2022. But what made him a captive in the first place? As per a New York Post report, Gleesman, who is an Atlanta native, was wrongfully detained when he visited Afghanistan as a tourist in December 2022. Almost 3 years later, the 65-year-old airline mechanic was finally freed following negotiations brokered by Trump's special hostage envoy, Adam Bohilia. Taliban official and Qatari officials, they also helped in his freedom. On Thursday, Gleesman left Kabul for US through Doha. Taking to X, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio congratulated Gleesman and welcomed him back to the US. He also viewed this deal as a positive and constructive step towards US-Afghanistan ties. However, Rubio also remarked that Gleesman's release also serves as a grim reminder of the fact that other Americans are still detained in Afghanistan. You see, since the Taliban rose back to power, toppling a US-backed Afghan government in August 2021, the US and the Taliban government no longer share diplomatic relations. And this is where Qatar's intervention becomes more important. As a key mediator, the US State Department further said it was still seeking the return of 6 American detainees in Afghanistan and the remains of 1 American. But whether or not they were wrongfully detained remains unclear. Still, important to note here is the fact that Gleesman's freedom marks the 3rd release of an American prisoner of the Taliban since January, following Ryan Corbett and William McKinney, in exchange for a prisoner swap arranged by the Biden administration. The question is, will the coming days see more of Americans being released and repatriated? Well, that only time will tell. On to the US now, where US President Donald Trump has turned the White House golden, quite literally. In his inauguration speech in January, Trump heralded a new golden age of America, and from the looks of it, the Oval Office seems to be his pilot project in that very direction of turning America golden. The somber and stately presidential office, which was once defined by a minimalist aesthetic, has now gone all bling, thanks to a rather shiny makeover that has transformed the look and feel of the Oval Office. Why does it compromise, though? Lavish gold accents, gilded trophies, grand portraits, and much more. And all of them seem to be Trump-coded. Through and through, you see, Trump's gold showcase is more than just a display of opulence, as every addition to the room seems to be carefully placed to reflect his own personal brand. Not just that, in an ode to his predecessors, Trump has made sure that the prestigious annals of the Oval Office are decked with a slice of history in every corner, by putting together a wall of fame wherein hangs the portraits of the former US presidents, among his very own mugshot from 2023. But if you remember, Trump's obsession with gold or luxury items is nothing new per se. Remember this AI-generated video released by Trump himself last month, which went on to frame his vision of Gaza. The video featured a huge golden statue of the US president, with people standing around and looking up at it. Not just that. Huge skyscrapers lining up coastlines, luxury cars hitting the roads, they were all part of Trump's restructured Gaza vision. The AI video also featured the rather prominent Trump Tower, which is where Trump had announced his first presidential run by descending on a golden escalator in New York. But as per experts, Trump's golden bash could just be more than what meets the eye. Many say, behind Trump's show of pomp and grandeur lies a political message. It reflects in his choice of location, that is the Oval Office, which is arguably the most potent symbol of American power, against the backdrop of which top meetings take place. This also comes at a time when Trump is pretty much unabashed about his annexation plans of Greenland, reclaiming the Panama Canal and taking over Gaza, which is in a way keeping up with his predecessor's expansionist strategy. And now, with his redecoration stint, Trump seems to be giving out a rather powerful message that Trump's touch is everywhere, be it geopolitics or the Oval Office decor. There's a raging debate in financial circles if US President Donald Trump's open embrace of cryptos is right. Global discussions are about the conflict of interest or ethical conundrum and whether this sets the stage for a crisis. And on Friday, Trump's son, Eric, was appointed as the advisor by the Japanese Bitcoin investment company, Metaplanet. He will be a part of the company's newly formed board of advisors. Eric Trump is already an advocate of digital asset adoption and has expressed strong optimism about the future of cryptocurrency. Bank of France's chief, François Villeroy de Gallo, warned that the US's encouragement of crypto and non-bank financing could trigger the next financial crisis. However, he did not clarify exactly how that would happen. Well, the ECB Governing Council member said that the United States risks sinning through negligence. He added, financial crises often originate in the United States and spread to the rest of the world. By encouraging crypto assets and non-bank finance, the American administration is sowing the seeds of future upheavals. Meanwhile, Villeroy said that there is no danger of a banking catastrophe in the European Union. He noted that supervision was better protected in the euro area. However, according to the Bank of France chief, the euro should play a larger role on the global stage. Villeroy also warned about tariff wars and said Donald Trump seems to harbor the false vision that the global economy is a zero-sum game. Well, Trump's U-turn to embrace cryptos just before he started his campaign for the US presidency last year is a well-documented story. We all know that. But since taking office, his other economic broadsides like tariffs, they have weighed on the digital assets sector. According to CoinGecko, crypto markets shed over $1 billion after Trump's 200% win and spirits import tax on the European Union. Market uncertainty reigns as investors brace for more tariffs. Bitcoin is down more than 20% off its all-time high on Trump's inauguration day of over $109,000. Conflict of interest is another charge on Trump. In January, Axios called Trump a cryptic billionaire after his meme coins worth jumped to $58 billion, while his meme coins price has crashed from a high of over $65 to almost about $11. Investors can still buy it. Separately, Blockwork reported that Trump has amassed nearly $84 million in revenue from his crypto holdings over the last year or so. These crypto earnings have experts question his embrace of the crypto sector. Well, as Ukrainian forces execute daring drone strikes deep into Russian territory, their much-touted American fighter jets remain absent from combat footage. Ukraine has received yet another batch of F-16 jets. But why are they not visible on the battlefield? Our next story examines the curious case of the missing F-16s. Take a look.
The skies over Ukraine are alight. Russian missiles, drones and bombs are raining down. Leading the aerial attack for Russia are its MiG-35s and Su-35s. Russia's Ministry of Defense regularly shows its frontline fighter jets in action. The Ukrainian military also regularly posts updates and shows its weapons in action. However, one crucial bit is missing. The F-16s aren't seen in action. President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that Ukraine's Air Force has received a new batch of F-16 fighter jets. Zelensky did not confirm the number of fighter jets delivered or their origin. Netherlands, Norway and Belgium are among the nations which are providing these American-made fighter jets to Ukraine. Russia knows these jets are powerful and has intensified strikes on Ukrainian air bases. Long-range missiles have been pounding runways, fuel depots and hangars, leaving Ukraine scrambling to protect its prized fighters. But protection comes at a cost. Keeping them hidden means keeping them grounded. In August last year, an F-16 was shot down in Ukraine. This happened during a massive aerial attack launched by Russia. Kyiv is yet to release the details of how the fighter jet was downed, which also killed a Ukrainian pilot. Ukraine's airstrips present another threat: pebbles, debris and uneven surfaces. The F-16 is a precision machine built for pristine NATO standard runways. A single loose stone can be sucked into its engine, turning a $60 million jet into scrap. Unlike sturdy Russian aircraft, the F-16 isn't built for rugged conditions. Former Ukrainian Air Force spokesperson Yuri Ignat candidly admitted these fighters lack the technology to engage Russian aircraft in direct combat. The disparity is stark. Russia's Su-35s carry R-37M missiles with 300-kilometer ranges, while Ukrainian F-16's AIM-120 missiles reach barely 120 kilometers, allowing Russian pilots to strike from positions where they cannot even be detected. In terms of weapon power and range, the Russian fighter jet has a definite edge over F-16s. Russia's air power is weaker than NATO's air power, but Russia's war in Ukraine shows it can still cause a lot of damage. It adapts in devastating ways, as it has demonstrated with the guided glide bomb operations against Ukraine. Bureau Report, WION World is One.